God damn, he came in quick.
Yeah, you did.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shonen Speak Easy. It's your host, LQ,
This is a Big Chill, aka Lanny. You know what it is.
and also our special guest by the name of Deuce, aka this guy.
What's really good?
Nice to have you here. So, yeah, you already pretty much started us off, Landon. The accessibilities of titties, I guess.
I mean, shoot, titties are just anything sexually. Like going back, like at least 10 years ago when we was in college or whatever. Like it would be frowned upon to, be showing anything and everything. Like we would have to basically, take people out on dates and stuff like that, or at least get into a relationship to have access to what people are getting access to on a daily basis. I'm like, I don't. I mean, like, I'm not shaming anybody. Like, if you can get an OnlyFans and make six figures off of that, hey, do your thing. Ain't nothing to shame
Yeah,
about.
quite impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, it just shows you also, how gullible our gender can be. The fact that you can see something so often, and every time you see something new, you're just automatically like, well, fuck, I'll pay to see more of this.
Right. I mean, it's just, it's the temptation of seeing a new version of it. I love ice
That's
cream. But if you told me that there was pecan pralines with Oreos in it, I'm gonna eat
ice cream version 2.
it.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got a point. I mean, I just feel like society as a whole has been desensitized, like not only just to like sexualization of everything, but the fact that when it comes to like seeing violent content, especially on Twitter, because
Oh my god,
when it
Oh
yeah,
comes to
man.
man.
when it comes to Twitter, man, like there's nothing that I can say or anybody can say to me like, "Oh, did you see this and that?" And you won't even blink an eye. Like the fact that I saw a video of this dude just going ham, stabbing somebody, and I'm like, okay, this stuff used to be taboo. Like, why is it so freely? Like, this is stuff you would see on the dark web and
Lively
stuff like that. Like,
4chan.
yeah, and like now you get to see that on Twitter. Like, you can just be scrolling, not even thinking about that shit, and then all of a sudden just pops up. Like, you don't ask for it, it just happens.
Right.
Like, I ain't trying to see somebody get stabbed 30 times and stuff. Like, what the hell? But then instead of like, just not thinking about it or whatever, you just we're just so desensitized to it that, oh, somebody got stabbed. Oh, that sucks. Moving on.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
genuinely crazy.
it
I've
is.
watched the last video that I clicked on that I was like, oh, it's probably not what I think it's gonna be,
Hmm.
was an argument between a dad, stepdad, and the mom's family. And the stepdad shot the dad with a shotgun, like on video, in
Oh, I
his
know.
chest.
Yeah, I know what you're
Damn.
talking about.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
just like, why was this available? Like it was crazy.
yeah. Like, why are you showing a family argument recording? I mean, like, I had no problem with you recording, for evidence. But why the hell are you posting it to social media?
Yeah, like
That's the thing.
Twitter doesn't care about you going to well damn, my bad. I
It's all
was gonna
good.
say that like Twitter doesn't care about your court case. They're there for
Exactly.
the action.
Yeah, like, even when I saw like this clip the other day, like some woman was going on like I think TikTok or something like that, and she was talking about how her husband cheated on her and stuff like that, and the people who saw that video was trying to get her husband fired without knowing that they are a one income family, and if he gets fired, they are SOL. And like I get it, like people were mad and she was mad and stuff, at the action that he did, but that brings it back to my point that I just said. Why the fuck are you posting that type of personal information on social media?
Right.
Now that doesn't make any sense to me. Like we all become, well, I won't say all, but most people have become open books, either had a chance to go viral or just oversharing for no reason. And it wasn't always like that, and it should return to not being like that. Like, say for instance, uh, like if I had a death or something like that in the family, like I'm not gonna be rushing to social media and telling people about it. I'm being my emotions and stuff. I'm be sad as fuck. But
Okay, so
I,
boom. This how my daddy died. I'm like, whoa, whoa, what
yeah,
the
man.
hell?
Remind me of that one clip I saw where this lady, she had like a pet snake, and like she had recorded herself crying and holding it in her arms. I'm like, do you know how ridiculous that was? Because you obviously found the snake dead already, but you was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and cut on this camera real quick and react again to find my snake dead. Like, it just shows you how stupid that the sensation of going viral is. Like, you know how you felt in the first place, and then you're gonna try to do the same thing over just so you can get some sympathy. And I'm just like, is this what we become as a society, bro? Like, is it all about clicks and going viral? Like, I know it's probably one of the quickest ways to get rich, unfortunately, but like I feel like we can go about it a whole lot more. um I guess not trying to be like tricky all the time. Like, the
Yeah.
fact the fact that the Cashmere Outside girls had this long of a career, Bad Baby or
Oh,
whatever the hell her name is. Like,
Yeah, that's
the fact that her career lasted longer than 15 minutes is mind-boggling. And not just her, but it's like many other examples too. And I'm just like, these people shouldn't be big like they are.
right.
And then also the people who got her OnlyFans as soon as she turned 18, those people
Creep.
need to be in jail.
Creeps. That's
like like if you camping out, oh wait a minute, it's almost midnight. 32, got it, purchase. Like, I'm 30, I'm 32, and I'm like, they're even with them being 18, that's still too young, bro. Like, I just can't do that personally. Now, I mean, I know it's all legal after 18, but for me personally, I can't do that. You got to be within 2-3 years for me. That's just how I feel. Now, if it's other people could say 5, 6. I mean, I ain't gonna judge it. But if I have a girl that's interested in me and she's younger than my niece, I can't do that. Like, 18 is crazy. So,
well, at least you ain't got to deal with that on a regular basis. I'm stuck at that every time at my job.
oh yeah.
Young ass women trying to hit on their boss. That shit ridiculous, man.
Hey, all you gotta do is just file for sexual harassment, bro.
Man,
absolutely.
at my job, if I tried, you know how much sexual harassment go at that job? You have to really fuck up pretty bad.
I know, I believe. I mean, because I was like at Amazon for like a couple of months, and I was just like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of cases that could definitely happen up here, but you know, we all just trying to make it in the world.
I think the
True.
last one they cared about, and probably the only one, my old boss got somebody pregnant up there.
Oh,
And nobody cared besides she was like one of the hottest women at the job. That's probably the only reason why they cared, because everybody wanted her.
it's the same type of logic whenever like a teacher sleeps with with like a student. They be like, oh man, I wish those teachers was around when I
Yeah.
was in school and stuff like
It's
that.
like, no, you should they're adults. You should hope that you should wish that they liked adults,
Yeah.
stupid.
Like, my thing is, like, if it's a woman coming on to the student that's a dude, like, everybody be like, oh yeah, yeah, good job. Turn it the other way, then you going to jail, buddy. But I think both ways are bad. That shouldn't be a hot take, but but I mean, that just shows you once again, like I said, how fucked up society is, and like, how many double standards and like the different mindsets that people have in this world. Like the fact that people were jealous that your boss or former boss knocked up what y'all consider like the hottest girl there. And I mean, there's just so many other examples. Like, of course, I had some teachers back in the day, and I've had some coworkers. I was like, damn, you know, but I've never acted upon it or whatever because you never know. Like, say for instance, you become big time, and they want to pull a case on you. Years later, you got to think about that type of stuff
Yep.
because they could be like, oh well, he was trying to sexually harass me and stuff like that, and when it was all just, oh, I just think you're pretty. Like that could be taken out of context, which
True.
is crazy these days. I mean, look at
And
Michael Irvin.
and that's for people that like one thing that I want to clarify at least. Not every case is, well, if you were just being normal, things like this wouldn't happen. No, there are times where people have their own ambitions, where they are vindictive, where they believe that getting ahead has to include taking somebody down. So yes, these things do happen where people, will take something and say, I can use this to my advantage. Like, so, that's something
Yeah,
to also consider. But yes, a lot of times if men or women are being just normal human beings, things do typically go well. But it also depends on your work environment.
for sure. Because I know some whether it's a man or woman, like depending on the position, like if um their boss is hitting on them and stuff like that, they'll feel like they can't reach out because they had that threat of being fired and stuff, and that shouldn't be the case. Because
Exactly.
because I've seen like examples the many workplaces that I've been in, and I'm like, wait a minute, that don't seem like that should happen, and but
Exactly.
sometimes we be afraid to speak up because of our own job security. So, but that's the way society used to be. Now you got whistleblowers and all the other stuff now, which is a good thing.
True, but the whistleblowers, they speak up on some of the most ridiculous things sometimes.
For sure, yeah, I agree with you on that. There are some stuff that should be brought up, and then there's some stuff where I'm like, okay, buddy, like let's relax. But I mean, hey, you get the good and bad with the way society is now. Like
Yeah.
there are a couple of things that I could definitely say. I'll just keep that to myself because that's another thing. Like you can't really truly speak your mind 100% because everybody will either take it the wrong way or take it out of context, and like you got to be very careful with your words, and I don't like that.
Well, that is definitely one thing with this new generation, like this whole society as a whole. It's more feelings involved across the board. Like when we were younger, don't get me wrong, feelings were involved, but you say the wrong thing back then, it's like, okay, and
Yep.
now if you say one little small thing now, it's like you stepped on somebody's heart. And it
Yeah, for
might not have
sure.
nothing to do with them.
Yep, because people be getting offended on behalf of the people who should actually be offended.
Yeah, now that part I do have a problem with. The other part y'all
Yeah.
were talking about, I was like, I kind of take the bad with the good, and I kind of like the fact that, like, I know that cancel, as much as I always say cancel culture doesn't exist without legal parameters, and I'm still sticking to that. But uh, a lot of times it's like, I like the fact that these people are saying stuff, and it's like holding them accountable for it. Because we used to not really hold people accountable for what they say. We would just like ignore them. And I
Hmm.
think ignoring them has helped make those type of people worse. But it's like it's an extreme reaction to extreme actions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what
Like
you're
if
saying.
it started out with just simply being able to call out racism when you see it. It started out with simply being able to call out bigotry and hatred when you see it. But now it doesn't really have to be proven that it's bigotry and hatred. And that's what makes it bad. But also the parameters of bigotry and hatred expand. And now I think part of some people's fight back towards that is we now also, we are now the new bigots. In a lot of ways, like people that are 25, like 30 and up, like we have made it to the new bigotry because the line of, I guess you would say, openness and liberal and I guess liberalization of people, like it, when society moves, like if you're not actively moving with it, you move more towards the middle, which means you move more towards conservatism. So it's like it feels weird because you're just like, oh yeah, you don't supposed to call people, excuse my language, you're not supposed to call people retarded. And it's like, yeah, we came to that consensus. Like most of the people got on that page and were like, yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But then there's also people still in our age group that may be from the country or that may be from New Orleans in particular, which, hold comment, not even gonna say nothing about New Orleans. But it's people that will use their word, like they will use retarded, and it means to go crazy while dancing. Now you can't even really use the word crazy anymore because now that that identifies people that have clinical mental, this not disabilities, but
Not just crazy, but also mad. Like if you didn't travel overseas, you might not even know mad is a derogatory term to people.
yeah, are you mad, bruv? But yeah, it's just language is altering, but it's a lot of it at once, and I think some of it is people accusing people of having malicious intent that don't. So like education of how times have changed comes more in an antagonizing manner. Great example I have is actually about the word crazy, and it's one where I let my old man out. So as we know, both Lizzo and Beyonce, very, very popular black women in music. And both of their albums, they use this was either this. I think this is Beyonce's previous album and Lizzo's most current album. They both use crazy multiple times. Now, granted, I'm still going to use it in context, and I'm not going to lie, outside of context, when I'm talking to people, I'm still going to say that word. But there was a woman from the UK. She was also handicapped. That is crucial to this. Was basically critiquing Lizzo. Wrote her like a full like a tweet longer about how hurtful it was and how people in, I think it was in the UK, like how they identify the word crazy and what it means. No, spaz. It was spaz. My bad. It was spaz. The reason why it was important that she was in a wheelchair is because she had some spastic diagnosis that actually caused her body to spaz out, and that's why she's in a wheelchair. Had to make sure I got it right. But she was talking about how, how the term is meant in the UK, about the medical usage behind the word spaz. And then there was the part that really pissed me off. At the end, she said, do better. And I hate, there's two phrases that have become more popular that will clearly make me do the opposite or make me challenge you. Do better, and I said what I said. Eat a dick.
Oh man.
Eat both phrases. Eat a dick. I don't care. And like, the one thing you're not gonna tell me is to do better when you're just like educating me on something I don't know. Cause it's like, well, yeah, that's the plan. You educated me, so I will do better at acknowledging said thing. That makes sense. Like that's almost common sense. But then on the flip side, which of course is the total opposite end of the spectrum, I said what I said is one of those things where it's like, no matter what factual evidence you have, I will continue to think this. I will continue to have this opinion and preach it as fact, and it's not. like the great example of that being used. There was a woman on Facebook who said, "I've never seen a white man with with multiple babies and multiple. Well, actually, I'll be exact. She said, I've never seen a white man with 3 babies and 3 baby mamas." And of course, everybody in the comment section was like, "Girl, have you not lived? Like that's a lot of people."
Yeah, I about to say that applies to
Mm.
all races. Come on now.
Exactly,
Yep.
but let's be real. She was black,
Uh-huh.
so and not even being rude to like throw an opinion on her. We know what she meant when she said it.
Hmm.
Like she didn't have to say, I didn't, I don't know about white women. I've never seen white men with 3 babies and 3 baby mamas. But a black man, now like she didn't have to say it. It was already heavily implied. She
Hmm.
was uplifting the idea of being with white men, which I mean, if you want to, whatever, I don't care. But it's just like, and then after that, she was like, I said what I said, and I was like, okay, even though you haven't seen it, once you get proven that statistically what you don't see is in the minority, are you going to change your mindset on this? Are you still going to think that, are you still going to think more of white men just for not fitting in what you've seen? And it just irks me.
She
But
What
might
yeah,
you want?
switch it all together.
huh?
Uh,
She might just switch it all together, saying go from I haven't seen it at all to white men really don't do it as much.
Which still like, and then when somebody brings up that that's statistically untrue, then it's just like, so are you willing to accept that your opinion and view of the world has been challenged, and that maybe you need to either A, get out more, or B, just start researching stuff before you post on the internet, which we know people don't do that.
Yep.
yeah, it's just all about like I said earlier, like it's just all about either going viral or just trying to rile people up for no reason. Like, what's the point of putting that on the internet?
Right.
Like, if you believe that, then hey, keep that shit to yourself, man. Like, we don't have to
Nah,
speak.
that's the only part I don't agree with. I want you to get challenged. Put it out in the world and get scolded for it. We need we need a little bit of social bullying, not to a point where people tell you to kill yourself, but to a
Yeah,
point where people are calling you stupid for not even bothering to look into things that you should have already known.
that's fair. I'll give you that. But yeah, definitely don't be telling people to kill themselves. I see that way too much.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
seen that over sports opinions,
Yeah,
bro.
like it's just an opinion, bro. Like it's not gonna affect your life in any way, bro.
At all. They are not going to give you a ring if they win one.
Yeah, like if the Chiefs would have lost, I wouldn't have been telling Eagle fans to go kill themselves. Like it ain't that serious, bro.
Exactly. But yeah, I know they got like a little divergent off the main topic, but it's still essential to the topic itself. It's just the chase for clout and the way that society is navigating itself now. It's odd. I won't say that it's like some miraculous thing. We've been progressing towards this for at least 30 years. And I think to an extent, some people are just surprised that now they're more towards the center or more towards being conservative than they used to be.
Yeah,
Because, like I said, we used to be the radicals. Like
yeah. I
we used to
think
be like,
I think
um,
people like whenever you say conservative, like people automatically assume that oh that means that I agree with things being traditional and if you're not white or whatever, then you're trying to be white or something like that. And I'm like, that's not what conservative mean. That's not what liberal means. Like, it just kills me how much people just pick a side. And I'm like, there's such a thing as being, slightly liberal or slightly conservative or in
mhm.
in the middle. Like that's actually a thing.
It's all philosophies that are on the spectrum. That's all.
Yeah,
You're not now Republican because you think that cancel culture is stupid. No, it's not it's not how that works.
yeah.
Now
But
there might be a little bit of
everybody
merit
want to
to it.
have all that extreme shit, man. Everything has to be so extreme.
Yeah. But also will say that the lack of open mindedness to both ideas of this thing make people extreme. why would I have to change how I feel and think if it's been justified so many times?
Yeah.
Why are these people doing so stupid on this mission? But yeah, I've even challenged myself on some things a lot more, and I'm just like, yeah, I can be a little bit more open to some of these things or get a better understanding of it before I start judging it. I've
Hmm.
had my own revelations.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I tell people all the time, like it's okay to have an opinion one year, and then maybe a few months later, like you change that opinion because you got new information, or I mean, it just happens. Like everybody can change their mind. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Like we're not robots. Like as much as they want to make everything AI this, AI that, and I'm like, let's try to get away from all that. The fact that we have movies like I Robot, and y'all still want to lean into that shit, y'all go ahead and do that. But yeah, like
Thinking about that too.
yeah, because every time I see some shit like with these robots, I'm like, okay, they starting to look a little bit too realistic. I'm not liking that. It's kind of
Hmm.
weird. And they start. I mean, because the fact that we just went to VR, the AI just turned on the whole space station. Like, y'all don't think that could happen for real?
I don't know, man. People be tripping. Their hopes are so high for the technology they see, and then it comes after either their jobs or you know how they function, how they learn, and then they're just like, nah, it's great. And then once the job is finally gone, they're like, oh no, I didn't
Yeah,
know this said
cause
I was gonna lose my job.
yeah, cause like there's like a fully automated McDonald's, I think somewhere in Texas. Like, y'all don't think if that particular location is successful and doesn't have any errors, like making food or getting money, y'all don't think that they'll do that more and more to different stores and different franchises? Like, trust me,
Right,
like most of these businesses or corporations are trying to pay less. Like, and that's any company. Like, I remember, what was that? Uh, a company I used to work for, like, they were making layoffs and stuff like that and servicing the jobs to India because they knew that they could pay them less. And I'm like, y'all really want to do people that, have worked for y'all for years like that? And that's why I understand like the companies now, like even after COVID, and they were bringing people back and stuff. And I'm like, like they're not going to feel the same way they felt about you when you let them go at, the earliest convenience for you. Like, oh, we
right.
gotta make these budget cuts because we gotta make sure that we maintain our money. But God forbid that someone lose their job and now they can't feed their family. But they don't think twice about that. It's just okay. This one been here this long. Okay, get her out. Get him out. Get her out. Get him out. Like that's just a poor way to go about it. But I mean, that's why I think that most of society had an awakening in regards to um like when everybody was like being unemployed and stuff. Like I feel like there was an awakening there because there's a lot of people that I know for sure is not going to take the same wages that they took previously. Like the fact that I think they said what $15 an hour is not it's not sustainable anywhere you stay in the United States. So why the hell is Texas minimum wage less than half of that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still don't understand that. I'm still trying to put that together.
Like, if minimum wage is less than double digits, bro, what are y'all doing? And then, of course, you got inflation on top of that. So, charging people more when people are struggling, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, and don't forget the fact that like we're supposed to be running lean as an economy. So too many people are employed and people still have to lose jobs while everything is simultaneously going up.
Oh, and don't forget, we can send billions of dollars to Ukraine and other countries and fuck us.
Yeah. And I mean, of course I don't care about the Ukraine war because of the whole Some of us don't be alarmed. Some of them will call you the N-word like that. I will never forgive that. To be real, I will just not forgive that. Like I
Man,
don't care who wins that anymore.
how about say at the end of the day, like we get called N word in our own country. So like when it comes to other countries, it's just a given to me.
Yeah, but my thing is once somebody is volunteering in your army, like fam, what the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah, man, you right. Because
Doing
honestly,
you the
I could,
ultimate favor, and this is your thanks.
yeah, which was more confusing to me. Like black people fought in like World War I and II, and they putting their lives on the line, and they come back and you treat them like crap. Vietnam, like why? Why the hell would I do that for y'all, man? Y'all gonna treat me like that? All right, fuck y'all.
Absolutely.
This shit's stupid, man. But I mean, that's just how everything. I mean, it's been like that for many years, and as much as I would like to be optimistic about things changing, the more things stay the same. It don't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter who's in Congress or anything. Like it's just same old, same old. Like we're supposed to. I know we've been preaching about reparations for so long, but they always try to answer us with giving us statues that we don't give a fuck about, or march and it leads to nothing, or changing Aunt Jemima serpent. I'm like, okay, like we didn't ask for any of this. Can we get some?
Stuff we
Can
literally
we get
weren't
some?
bothered by.
Yeah, like can we get some actual change, bro? Actual change in our pockets too. That would help too.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Like people be like, "Oh, why y'all still on reparations? That happened like 400 years ago." But basically, every other race has been compensated. Why haven't we been compensated?
Right. Plus, this is just like the argument I got over in just about simply posting that it was a pivotal moment in Black history for there to be two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, and that there's nothing wrong with acknowledging Black history as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, "That it happened such a long time ago. Get over it." And I was like, "Okay, so what happened a long time ago that I should get over?"
Yeah.
And he was like, if you don't know, then you need some serious help. I'm just like, don't try to be a smart ass now.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Don't
is
run,
it? Because you
don't
don't
run
want
from
to
the
say
smoke.
it. Yeah, don't run from it now that you don't want to bring it up. Because no one brought up slavery ever. Even the fact that you think Black History Month is all about slavery is ridiculous and shows how uneducated you are. And I don't want to hear about what black friends that you think you have, but you don't really have in reality. Because if you had some, they wouldn't give you a pass for that type of ignorance.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same thing. Like whenever Juneteenth rolled around and Walmart and all these other stores be trying to pander and stuff. I'm like, why y'all going over the top, bro? Like y'all do it one day out of the year and be like, well, that's that. I mean,
Yep.
same thing with Pride Month. Like they'll pretend like they care about the LGBTQ community for 1 month, and after that, they like immediately like,
You want to know what's even worse? You want to know how sad it is when it comes to Pride Month? They don't even bother teaching you any history. There's
damn.
nothing anyone knows about Pride Month outside of the LGBTQ flag and the parade. That is it.
Yeah.
You can ask
True.
any person on the street who is a gay contributor to the society we live in today, and almost no one will be able to say anyone that's not an entertainment figure.
Sad thing
Damn.
is, they have inventors that are actually gay or lesbian, but they're not
Exactly.
known.
Exactly. And you could say, well, yeah, it's because being gay isn't what makes them who they are. Well, that's kind of what gay people are trying to tell you when it comes down to their rights and their liberties.
Mm-hmm.
I contribute more than just liking the same private parts.
Yeah, like
Or
that's
no private
that's
parts, because I forget asexual people are also included in that. Or all
yeah.
private parts, because bisexual people are included in that as well. But yeah, just in general, it's like the thing that I really wish there was a lot more education involved in these respective holidays, which I brought up on that's a nice blueprint. But I brought that up on the other podcast episode where we had Trent and Black Stripe Prism, and we talked about what our jobs did for Black History Month. And I ended up telling Trent about the person who helped organize the railroads throughout Black history and is one of the key inventors to the steam engine. And he's a train conductor. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that he should have to learn that offhand. Like, that should be part of the history of like the mission statements. This should be what the company stands for. It should be easy to hear this name and immediately recognize it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely should. And that's why it's important. I mean, the fact that I remember they were trying to take critical race theory and stuff like that out of schools, and now they're trying to revoke like gay rights and stuff like that. I'm like, why are we, fighting for stuff that honestly is not affecting? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why can't they have the same stuff that straight people have? Like, they're humans, bro. Just because
Yeah,
their sexuality is different from yours or your perspective and stuff. Like, that doesn't give you the right to treat them like that. And then when it comes to critical race theory, like, you gotta own up to that stuff, man. Like, you can't just try to wash everything away like nothing happened. Like, no, stuff happened. Address it. And well, I mean, maybe that's the thing that they addressed it by just trying to look the other way or trying to
mm-hmm.
get things back to the way things were. Like, the fact that you're saying "Make America Great Again," like, that don't even make sense, bro.
Right. You want to know what's really crazy though is that people don't understand that critical race theory is a collegiate course, and it is taught in reference to law and
Mm-hmm.
how law affects different racial communities in different ways. And then on top of that, like, eradicating it doesn't make sense because it's not to say white man bad, colored man good. It doesn't do that. It just shows that throughout history, these laws have been made to either impact these races negatively, to uplift these races. It's not saying that white people have to be guilty, which is stupid because you don't have to be guilty. You need to be educated. That's all that every other race wants you to do. We don't want you to walk around randomly apologizing to us for blackface. That sounds hilarious and should be a skit, but in reality, that doesn't make any sense. Because then it also isn't coming from a real place anymore.
Yeah,
But
they try too hard to go overboard. Like, they feel guilty of what their ancestors did and stuff like that, and they be trying to go overboard. And I'm just like, you don't even gotta do all of that, man.
You really feel
It's
guilty?
like
Give
they
me
believe
$10.
it's like they believe they need a grand gesture. They're like, no, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Exactly. We want to be treated the same. We want you to recognize that there's things that have been placed against our people, and we want you to fight against those things. That is it.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time, the stuff that they're doing comes out ridiculous anyway.
Yeah,
They
just want you to fight
overdo it.
racism. That's it.
Yeah, because I saw
just fight racism.
I saw like this one video where there was like a whole bunch of white people who were like kneeling down and like praying in front of black people. Like they were just going, they were just going over the top. Like, oh, we apologize, and they were trying to like, I guess, what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly what happened in the clip. But they were basically on their knees and stuff like that, and just crying and repenting and stuff. I'm like, see, if they were to do that to me, I'm like, man, get your ass up, man. I don't got time for this shit.
No, I'd laugh. I'm not gonna lie. I would soak it all up. I am just a petty man. I am such a petty man. I
Hey,
was trying to think of
Pettiness
like
for
how would I
keeping this.
maturely handle this. I wouldn't. There's not an ounce of compassion in my body. It would be like, don't worry about it. Get up. Or this is ridiculous. Get up. No. If
I
you
mean,
want to humiliate yourself in a way that doesn't make sense, be my guest. Be my guest.
the only thing I, the only
All
thing
of
I
it.
would, only thing I would say is, like, if they were to do that to me, I'd be like, man, fuck all that. Just run me your pockets. That's all I need.
Exactly. That's what I said. If you hate racism, slap me $20.
Yep.
You
And
hate
then keep,
racism, come listen to my podcast.
yeah.
You hate racism, listen to my music. Come watch my stream. I don't need the stupid stuff. I don't need it. I need to be paid equally. I need equal opportunities to strive in this world.
Mhm.
And what you think of as equal is not, well, you know what? What you think of as equal is not what I'm actually seeking. I'm seeking equity. Those are different. So for every time you're just like, oh, we all got the same rights. Nah, equity. I there's decades, centuries that my people and my culture have, even some, oh my bad, I'm shooting at you, that my people have been behind just because of the greed and the hatred that has filled the hearts and also lined the pockets of so many non-black people.
Mhm.
And I say non-black people because I really want other people to know that, like, you're not wholly exempt either. Plenty of, different communities that have taken advantage of the labor or kindness of black people or openness. It don't even have to be kindness, just the openness, the willing to accept, the willing to like to allow in and take a part of.
Yep, for sure.
But speaking of taking a part of things, I took part in watching the new Demon Slayer movie.
Mm.
Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
go see it with some friends, and I would like to give it a review.
Spoiler
Uh,
free.
oh yeah, yeah, it's fairly spoiler free.
Okay, just for the people who haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, it's spoiler free. Um, honestly, it's slightly spoiler free. I'm gonna just say spoiler free part. It's not good.
Ouch.
It's actually arguably the worst anime movie I have seen that is not live action.
Damn.
Okay.
It is not worth anyone's money. If you want to watch it, now this is the thing I will say. Of course, you can say the same typical thing about Demon Slayer all the time. The animation was beautiful. The art style is amazing. Everybody's gonna
That's
say
good.
that, and
All
as
the
you should.
time.
Yeah, people are gonna say that all the time. Now, what I will say that will negate part of that is it's basically like watching a couple episodes at home, except you pay to be in a theater to see it. Oh, I got a stance.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had some big regrets, especially when it comes to certain movies that I've seen. Um, and yeah, your review so far, yeah, definitely don't want to partake in that.
yeah. So now for the spoilery part. Since you already know the gist of what was wrong with it, here's the more spoilery part. And well, actually, I take it back. Let me finish the non-spoiler part. If you want to watch the movie, go on Crunchyroll or just go to GoGo Anime. I don't care if you say, well, it's not a legal site. I don't care. Go on GoGo Anime, go to Crunchyroll, or check out my anime list and see where they suggest you watch it. Do not pay to see the new Demon Slayer movie. Matter of fact, it's so bad, I don't even remember the actual name of the movie. I know it's not, what was it, Mugen Train? It's not that one. Let's see. What is it called?
Second or third one that came out.
I think it's the third one.
Hey, just do like how they did in the old day. Demon Slayer movie 3.
To the Swordsmith Village. There we go. Demon Slayer to the Swordsmith Village. It is basically it's basically a recap of, was it Mugen Train? I keep trying to remember the name of it. But yeah,
that's
it's basically a recap of that one. And then it's like one new episode.
Yikes.
It is, and the crazy part is it is so drawn out that like all the action happens in maybe like the first 20 minutes. Also, by the way, I just want to tell everybody, there are no real review scores out there for Metacritic, so you're not going to see critics going, "Oh, I should go look at this." It's just check out the user score. It's a 3.1. So
Ouch.
I'm not exaggerating. 2/3 of the movie is a recap of the previous season. And all you have to do, they should have just released the episode as a special. Had it for Crunchyroll users that are like paid users only, and they would have made probably the same money. It probably wouldn't have been received as poorly. And also, once again, since 2/3 of it was a recap, guess where all the action was? In the recap. There is literally no action that goes on in the new episode. I'm going to say it, new episode. Nothing really happens. There's a little bit of fan service. I mean, if you like your jiggly bits, there's a little bit of jiggly bits. If you have a thing for humor, there's actually a couple funny parts. I give them that. It's not all garbage, but it's bad. Do I think a 3.1 is harsh? Not really. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think a 3.1 is that harsh. I probably would have gave it a 4 out of 10. Also, because I have like a review for Velma too, and I'm not sure if I want to do that today or another time.
Oh no.
But Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village is easily the biggest waste of time I could have had. And the crazy part is, since I have been out of the loop, I haven't finished the most recent season. So to think that I haven't finished it and then all I saw was a recap, everything should be fresh and new to me, and it didn't feel that way at all.
Yeah, it sounds awful, man. Sorry you wasted your money.
Oh, I didn't waste my money at all. My friend took me. So here is the funny part. I predicted that this movie was going to be bad before we even walked in. And I can tell you, there's been a couple times where I've guessed the movie is going to be bad, and I was so far off base, and then it ended up being one of the best things I've ever seen. I thought, for example, Bullet Train was going to be a mediocre movie. I really enjoyed it. It was great. I thought Everything Everywhere All at Once was going to be an all right movie. It is my favorite movie.
Amazing movie. My goodness.
It is my favorite movie. Like, so of all time. It is
so good.
So good. And don't let those new reviews fool you, because I know a lot of people have been hating on it lately because, whenever you win Oscars, it comes with a lot of critiques. Anyway.
Oh, it's overrated, blah, blah. Shut your ass up.
Exactly. I don't want to get too caught up in it because I could talk about that movie for days.
I can too.
But I will say when it came to my expectations of To the Swordsmith Village, the funny thing is, I was outside. I was talking to Claude, which, you know, shout out to Claude. Claude's not here today. And
Yeah,
He
too
rested.
busy.
I had beat him.
Too busy
I had,
getting it in.
no, he's house hunting, and that's terrible.
Hey,
That's
that-
still getting it in.
Exactly.
guess.
I agree.
I guess. I don't know. When I did it, I didn't enjoy it at all.
But
It was like getting it in me, and that's not what I want.
But now you enjoy it because you got your own space.
That's true. I will but I'll honestly, what I really enjoy about it the most, then I'll get back on topic, is the fact that like the market turned to complete shit after we got our house.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
pretty bad
honestly
right now.
the best part. It's just like, we made the right call when so many people told us to wait another year. They were like, you don't
Look.
want to plan a wedding and buy a house in the same year, blah, 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 blah. And then we look at the market afterwards and they're like, yeah, this house is worth like maybe 30 grand more than what we paid for it now.
Look at
We're good.
God.
Houses with our square footage and like remotely close to this area, it's more like 2 grand, 2,200 a month now. Yeah, I think we made the right decision. It's all good.
I would say so.
Yeah, same. So yeah, back to the movie before I forget. So I was outside and I called Claude and I was like, yo, are you here yet? Obviously he wasn't. Claude's late to everything.
Damn.
Well, he is.
Oh, there's that bus I
And-
ordered.
That's all right. Hopefully you're really ready to change the oil on it. But but anyway, I asked him, I was like, oh, you here yet? And he was like, nah, not yet. Now, granted, I've been late to just about everything in the past month, so I'm finally back on track with being super early. So I was like, hey, man, it's a full moon out tonight. Prepare to see a bad movie. And he literally was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, man, I don't know what to tell you. We're about to see a bad movie. And he was like, I don't believe that, man. It's Demon Slayer. Like he was like, it can't be that bad. And he was like, we already know the animation is gonna be good. He was like, you didn't see Mugen Train. He was like, I feel like you just being a hater right now. And I was like, I wish I was, but I feel like I'm right. I was like, it's a full moon out. We should have went to go see Creed 3. I will explain my reasoning behind that. I mean, I don't really need to, but I'm going to anyway. I'll explain my reasoning behind that in just a second.
I don't know if you've seen it yet, but great movie.
I haven't, and I can't wait to go see it. I will pay good money.
Go see it soon.
Doing it
Absolutely.
marathon style. Catch the first and second one, then watch the third one later that day.
Yeah,
Dang, nice.
all three are great. But
I'll see the
yeah,
first one. I need to see the second one. And
two is good, man. But three, I think three is the best one out of all of them, just because of the storyline and the way that he choreographed the fight and stuff like that. You know, his ode to anime was amazing.
Heck yeah, it's beautiful. Oh yeah, so we go in the movie, of course. We finish, and I text both him and Amani at the same time, and toward like 30 minutes into the movie, went with our friend Natalie, and I said, Natalie, if this movie sucks, I'm not paying you for this ticket. And she laughed. And y'all know I just like, most of the time when my jokes hit, it's just me saying something that's true and people find it hilarious. That was a very true statement. I just looked at her dead in the eyes and I was like, nah, I'm for real. Because it wasn't my choice. Like, I would have rather gone to see Creed 3. But I wanted to hang out with my friends, so you go along with it. So after the movie, when the credits start to roll, I just burst out laughing. And everybody was like, what's so funny? I was like, dang, Natalie just bought a movie ticket and wasted her money. And she was like, yeah, I feel so bad. And I was like, what's even worse is you bought 4 movie tickets and wasted your money. And she was like, well, she was like, wait, I bought my husband's, I bought my daughter's. And she was like, what about the 4th one? I was like, I told you, I'm not paying for this. And she just got up and left. But yeah, I sorry, Natalie, but you're definitely not getting money back for that one. I'll buy you a ticket to go see a Creed 3. I would not physically hand you money over to go to for what we saw. We needed a refund, and we deserve one. Everybody should get a free month of Crunchyroll for going to see that movie.
Damn.
Yeah, like whatever the premium service is for Crunchyroll, because I legit just watch everything on streaming on other streaming services. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I I was like, yeah, there's no way that this was worth the price of a movie ticket. I went to go see Cocaine Bear recently.
I saw that too.
Is that good?
Yeah, well, wait, you say you saw it too, Landon?
Yeah, I saw it.
Hell yeah, do a review. Just a second. So the reason why I wanted to see Creed 3 so bad is because there's this little part of me, this very, very blackety black, and I'm black, y'all, part of me that's just like, I'm tired of going to go support things that don't have black people in or around them. And it made me want to go see Creed 3 so much more. Because I was like, I know that I know that, I'm black too. Black people are capable of incredible things. And I feel like this was one of those incredible moments where, like, I had the feelings towards this movie that I was hoping to have for Black Panther 2. Like, I felt like there was, I'm not going to do another full review, but I felt like Black Panther 2 was missing something. Wakanda Forever was missing something, and it was missing soul. Like, it was a monumentous thing when the first Black Panther came out.
For sure. Yes.
Not only did it take the world by storm, but like it took the culture by storm. And I'm sitting here like I didn't feel that for Wakanda Forever. And me and my boss even talked about it. My boss is black, by the way. And I was just like, it was like when I first watched it. Huh?
He said, thanks for clarifying.
Oh, yeah. When I first watched it, I was like, this movie's actually just as good as the first one for the most part. And then I sat there and I thought about it. And I literally replayed, like, I had a dream about rewatching the movie. That's just like how convinced I was I needed to sit down and think this through. And then after I thought it through, I was like, nah, it didn't have soul. Like, it was missing a big piece of that. Also, my favorite joke to make about that movie, I cannot make on the stream. I mean, not on stream, my bad, but on the podcast. So I will save that joke for later. But Creed 3 gave me that feeling. So I was like, I can't wait to watch it. And now I didn't see it. And I'm just like, yeah, look, I went to go see a trash movie that was the complete opposite of what I wanted. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on Cocaine Bear.
My thoughts on it is basically don't go in there with the serious attitude that this is going to be a great movie, something that's going to make you think and stuff. Like, no, just go in there to just know it's going to be goofy, it's going to be over the top, may have some cheesy jokes and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, like I said, I told people when I went to go see it, I told them I just wanted to be entertained. I was entertained. Is it a movie that I would buy personally? No. But like, it served its purpose. It was entertaining. It was very over the top, kind of stupid, very gory and bloody, which I wasn't expecting it to be that gory, but
I don't see how you weren't, man.
I mean, it's because I guess it's because like I was thinking they was gonna do something a little different than what I actually got. But like I said, overall it was entertaining. Like I said, I wouldn't buy it personally, but it was alright.
Wasn't it based off of a true story?
Yeah,
it's
based on
very loosely based off a true story.
Very loose.
Very loosely. Literally, the only part that's true, I think, is the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning part for sure is yeah.
Yeah, the beginning and the fact that a bear got it. That's almost where it ends.
Yeah, it's super dramatized.
Yeah,
of course.
What do you think?
What would you give a score out of 10? You got to finish up, man.
Let's see, out of 10, I'll probably give it like a 6.5.
Not bad. Not bad.
6.5, 6 maybe. Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's not bad at all. I hope they can take that, not only accept it but build off of it for future movies. Not a sequel. We don't need any more movie universes.
Yeah, please no sequel. Please, dear God, please no.
But I had a wonderful time watching the movie. It brought back an era of making movies that was just fun. Like, you could tell everyone had fun making it. Everyone had fun being in it. And everyone played their parts pretty well. Like, the bigger name actors, of course, outshine most people. But the person, to me, that I cannot wait to see more of in film was the male paramedic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I've seen his TikToks. That dude right
yeah,
there, he's
his
hilarious.
his TikToks and his stand up, great.
Yeah, he's
Him
fun.
in that movie gave the most realistic reaction and actions that you could possibly ask for out of an actor. Like, for an amateur actor, the man shined. I'm really, really happy for him because I didn't expect that. I expected, like, some solid C-tier acting. He is famous from TikTok. He is stand-up comedian first before anything else. So
I was
expectations
expecting
were
him to
low.
have a bigger part in the movie. That was my thing.
I actually didn't expect him to, just because the rest of the cast was people that I could recognize, if that makes sense. Like, they were names I could recognize. They were people I could recognize. And I was like, all right. I expected him to have a small part, but I didn't expect it to be as limited as it was. But his segment was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that
I
whole
don't know
segment
if
was very wild. It was wild.
Oh yeah, that scene. Like, it's so weird when people mix gore and comedy. I mean, that's not a spoiler or anything, because if you read the description of the categories of the movie, you would already know that. But it's so weird when people combine them, because no matter what part you get when you get it, it always feels weird when they come together. Like, when the movie was funny, it was genuinely funny. I will say, like, yes, there were some corny jokes, but I feel like the chemistry between the cast helps sell some of it more. The script, of course, itself, it's not a big script. The elevator pitch for that movie is the entire script. You're there for the antics that happen in between. You're there to see a bear on cocaine.
Yep.
That is it. You're there to see a bear take a bunch of cocaine and go crazy. And I absolutely enjoyed that. I got what I wanted out of the title. It felt like one of those early 2000s movies, like a Murderous Kangaroo Jack or something like that. Like, it felt like one of those movies. So it was like, to me, the only thing that could have made it suck is if it didn't live up to the name of the movie. Like, if it was more of the side stories than anything else, which I'm glad that they didn't let the main story derail you from the fact that there is a murderous cocaine bear out there. Like, that was all I needed, and I was very happy. I would have given the movie a 7.5, just because the genre that the movie is in is very hard to give a high score. Just because, literally just the category. Like, it's budget doesn't really have to be big. The CGI for the bears decent. The Cubs CGI kind of sucked. But
I mean, they were well. Never mind. Don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I feel you. I knew where you were going. Don't worry about it. It's funny. It's funny to me. But yeah. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta. If you have not seen the movie, I will say, oddly enough, I think it is a movie that won't transfer well. Like, I don't think anybody is going to be watching it when it comes on TV. I don't think anybody is going to be buying the Blu-ray for it, or if you have a home theater, or if it's still in theaters, this is a movie that you go see while it's in theaters. Just because
Yeah,
the overall big screen experience made the movie even better.
it does help the movie because if I was to sit at home, I probably been like, okay,
This is stupid. Yeah,
let me cut this shit off.
I
How do
want to
y'all
turn
feel about it translating to a drive-in movie theater?
perfect.
I
It's
think that'd be good.
yeah. I feel like it would still be better working with a full crowd. Even though there wasn't many people in the theater when we went, it's just going to go see it with other people and enjoying the chaos. It's really nice.
Yeah, it was a nice crowd when I went, and they were pretty loud. But that's okay. I mean, they were enjoying the movie, so
Yeah, this is a movie that is like you don't want any obscene talking through the movie, but it's one of those movies where if you miss a few lines, who cares?
yeah, it's basically not gonna ruin the movie. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I didn't hear what so and so said. You know the plot. You know what's about to
exactly.
happen. Like, it ain't that serious.
The star of the show ain't gonna talk.
Yeah.
I can tell you that now.
So yeah, there. What was that? John Wick come out today? Yesterday? That's what I want to go see.
Comes
I
out
want to see
tonight.
it too, but I can't see it before I see Creed 3. Like I told you, the blackety black part of me is like, you don't do that. You don't go see that before you go see Creed 3.
I mean, I understand. I've already seen Creed 3, so I'm in the clear.
Yeah, you definitely are.
And then there was another movie I was supposed to go see. I know some people were telling me about Avatar too, and I'm like, do I really have the patience to sit 3 hours watch some blue people?
Nope.
That's what I
I
keep
know
telling
I don't.
myself.
I don't want to watch a colonizer's tale. Like that's all that the movie is. And it's the first one, it was decent. I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of bored. It is visually stunning. I don't care. Like I don't, because it's one of those movies that has a story to tell. So whenever it isn't story driven, it just kind of sucks.
hmm
Like, is it better than a Cocaine Bear movie? Obviously. There's way more thought and effort and all that good stuff put into it. So
hmm
yeah, that's something that we're not going to argue here. But was I as entertained? Absolutely not. It I think the movie is kind of full of itself.
Yeah,
Because it literally
it
is just,
leans too much on the visuals and not enough on like
yeah, on the
anything
story.
else.
It's damn near Pocahontas in modern day. Does that make the Native Americans blue?
Damn. Yep.
And that's I guess you could say that's an insult and compliment at the same time. Because it literally is. It's like Pocahontas. And Pocahontas was a good film, but it also was animated and it wasn't self-aware because it was a kids movie. Even though it could have been more self-aware. But this is a very adult version that is self-aware, and they just come off as colonizers. That's it. They just don't really have anything else going for them. They always want to screw the other people out of their resources. Like it's true. Like it just gets boring. So I'm just like, after a while, I was like, we could have. I mean, I was watching on Disney Plus anyway. So yes, part of the cinematic feel was gone for me. But we also had a big TV. It was pitch black. We recreated 70% of the feel, and me and Dalen were not all that interested. I get a movie a 7 out of 10 because it does what it's supposed to, right? But the fact that it still sucks at, like, I guess, entertaining storytelling, it just like kind of blew it for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get off the movies back because I know that's probably already an unpopular enough opinion, but there's no way you can convince me that Avatar is better than what it actually is. It's a video game with pretty graphics that barely plays. Like that's it's it. You just sit there and you're like, oh, you know what? It's like Death Stranding. Like Death Stranding, everybody was hyped up because the game looked beautiful. And then they're like, oh, it's a walking simulator. That's kind of what it feels like to watch Avatar.
And you're
Or
not
Lord of the
wrong.
Rings. But I'll hold my statement about Lord of the Rings because I want my boss to actually listen to this episode, and I know she is going to kill me because I
Yeah,
still have
about to
not
say.
watched Lord of the Rings. That
Yeah,
woman was
about
going
to
to let
say.
me have it.
I
Lord
know
of the
my dad.
Rings or the Rings of Power. There's a difference.
What the hell is the Rings of Power?
Mm.
It sounds like an offshoot. It sounds like when people do those that what was it, the Rescue Rangers movie, when they took all of them characters and they were like, when they started learning about bootleg movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what Rings of Power sounds like. Sounds like a bootleg of Lord of the Rings.
Basically, it's still Lord of the Rings. It's the Lord of the Rings Rings of Power. It talks about how the rings were created.
Didn't know that was a real thing. But
Yeah, I
that's
think it was on Prime Video. I think.
well, that's what you
Yeah.
get for asking somebody that hasn't seen any of the damn movies. You thought I saw that and I haven't seen any of the movies? And I'm not gonna watch The Hobbit.
You can go without the Hobbit.
We all could have, but they made it anyway.
Yeah, about to say I haven't watched it. I know my dad was a fan of Lord of the Rings, but I never did watch it with him. I watched Star Wars with him, but that's it.
Yeah. It's like the Star Wars Star Trek debate. The one that I always like ruining by saying both of them suck. One of them just makes way more money and one's more fun to watch. It's still Star Wars either way. But can I admit that a lot of the Star Wars movies suck? Yeah, absolutely.
Damn, I enjoy it, but it's been a while, so
Man, that
I could
whole
probably rewatch
Phantom.
it and have a have a different opinion now.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be nearly as impressed. But anyway, what else was there? Oh yeah, update of life. I guess the baby should be here next month,
Nice.
along with the baby, because I know so many people care. Probably not. I'm actually making a song for my son when he gets here,
I'll see. I'll see.
and it'll be amongst one of the last songs that I make for at least a few months.
I see.
It's gonna be called King Kenzo. I wrote the song this last week. It's already done. It's actually, so here's the crazy part, Landon. The beat is actually a beat that Corey or Cotel sent me 5 years ago.
Oh well.
It's a 5-year-old beat. Never had any intentions of writing to it at all. And then I was listening to it while talking about Kenzo, and I was like, this beat's perfect.
It's crazy
So
how
yeah,
things work out like that sometimes.
right? So yeah, that's the whole ordeal. That's how we came. This is how we got to this point. This is why we have this song.
Yeah, just send it to Corey and see how he feel about it.
He probably won't even remember that he sent me the beat unless he watches listens to this episode.
I wonder if he even rap anymore.
Not really. He said he still writes, keeping his legs fresh,
Oh
but
yeah,
not necessarily.
nothing wrong with writing. I mean, you can get a lot of money off of that too. So
True. You can also make absolutely nothing from it.
that's true too.
I've experienced these things already.
That's true.
But yeah, for the next couple episodes of my stream, which dang, we haven't talked since I started streaming. So yeah, everybody, I stream on Twitch now. Twitch.tv/call me LQ. It's pretty easy to find me on just about everything. My branding is very consistent.
Yeah, make it very
Yeah,
easy, very streamlined.
exactly. It's all streamlined, and also all the stuff that I stream is I do variety streaming, but right now I'm playing Dead Space. I'm also playing Hogwarts Legacy. People probably won't see me stream Hogwarts Legacy again until like I get towards the end. Just because I know people get tired of seeing people play the same thing all the time, especially if they say they're a variety streamer. Um, I will say, what else I got on there? Play Overwatch 2. It's not like I'm some golden, platinum 5 expert, so you don't have to worry about that. But I just like to have fun, and it's cool to talk to everybody. Whenever we're not. I also stream on Thursdays and Sundays. But when the baby comes here, I'm probably gonna take like a month, 2 months off. If I do stream, it'll just be like, look, I'm holding a baby. Look, I'm changing a diaper. So it'll probably be little stuff like that. Anyway, I don't know if I know y'all probably got life updates as well, but just anybody got any questions about stream or any life updates I got going on?
Let's see.
It's
Well,
okay if you say no. I'm not gonna feel bad.
I mean, in
No, dude, I
regards
don't care.
to, nah, y'all go show them some love. I mean, obviously, I'll be watching the streams, and I'll be trying to, you know, get interactions and get people to talk more. 'Cause I know most of the time when I'm watching stuff on Twitch, I just usually watch and I don't even think about commenting. So yeah, just give him more support so that we can see him become a top streamer in this business. Um,
Woo.
you know, and let's see, life update. Well, currently, I'm gonna keep that until it's finalized. So yeah, maybe in a couple episodes I'll share it.
All right, cool.
Guess life update for me might be at a new FedEx building later on. They doing
Okay.
management
Nice,
move
nice.
around. That'll mean more money if I go, but I also don't want to move from where I'm at right now. It just depends. But on the high
Yeah.
side of things, this Friday I leave to Kansas for a bowling tournament.
Woo.
Nice.
If everything works out, I can make from $2,000 to 6 or 8 grand this time.
Sheesh. Good luck to you, man.
I'm
Yeah, for
going
real.
for it.
I haven't bowled in I don't know how long, but I know I have a family reunion coming up. I think in July, and I got to go to San Antonio for it. So usually one of our activities is bowling. So I guess I should go to a bowling alley or two before July get here.
Yeah, got to get them rounds in.
Yeah, man, because I hate to lose, and I'd be damned if I have people just clowning me because I suck. I mean, that's in anything. I don't want to lose the shit.
That's
Matter of
true.
fact, need to go back to that damn VR because I want to. I want to get first. Shit.
We need to do that. Was it Far Cry this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why I didn't do it while we were there is because I was like, we had, the groom himself. By the way, that's probably another big life update we could have shared too.
Oh, for sure.
Hosted one of our best friends, his bachelor party. Young man is getting married in May. Congratulations to him. Been there, done that, as some would say. But it was really fun. VR gaming is awesome. ChatGPT AI trash. But anyway, I'll get off that. So, oh God, I'm trying to revive you. There you go. But yeah, with that said, it was really fun. It was such a joy to hang out, and people always saying like, "Oh, guys, go to the strip club and they get drunk," and it's like, nah, we didn't need any of that to have the time that we had, and we had an amazing time.
Yeah, it's okay to break away from quote unquote traditional type bachelor parties.
Yeah, it's okay to break away from tradition in general. That should be a
That
life
too.
lesson people
Yeah,
appreciate.
for sure. I can go on and on about all that tradition shit. So, but good to be back. Hopefully we can be a little bit more consistent coming up or whatever. But obviously, LQ's about to welcome a life in the world. So just stay tuned, guys.
Yes, indeed.
We out.
Peace.
I forgot how to make Craig leave.
Yeah, Craig, get your ass out.